somebody that's got your best interest at heart, that's experienced in real estate investing, that's, I'm rehabbing properties right now. I've done it in the past, but I'm doing it right now because the market changes, things change, and showing them, the investment and getting kind of their sign off on it. And be careful though that there's a lot of people out there on the internet, and there's a lot of people that don't. They're selling courses to make money, and they're getting your $199 or $99 a month. And I've seen most of them. So if you have somebody you want to send me an email on what I think about them. I'm trying to think if there's anybody local that's pretty good. I really don't have a recommendation, but I have a couple of friends. I have one friend that does self-directed IRAs, and another guy that's really good on lease options that are pretty good. So I would talk to, if you're going to get attorneys or CPAs over that, I would talk to 3 people, just so you get I can put you in front of a good person, but I talk to a couple different people because we all have different personality types, right? The DISC system, and that person that you're dealing with, I'm actually kind of, my CPA, he's good, but his personality is kind of like fast. He's out there, it's just a little bit up. Weinberg?
Yeah.
Ken Weinberg, okay. I'll mention him. He's great. He saves me a lot of money. He understands real estate. He owns real estate, but I'm kind of like thinking about, is this really the guy for me because of his personality?
I also think that many people in different professions, whether they're a CPA, a doctor, or even a real estate agent, I could have a client talk to me and get my opinion professionally about something in real estate, and then they can talk to Ryan, and he can give them a different perspective or a different opinion. That doesn't mean either one of us is right or wrong.
Right.
So I think that's the same with a CPA. I think sometimes you get a story from one, this is how you should do it, you're going to save money. Then the next one tells you a different, so I think that it is definitely, personality based and
Right.
what you're more comfortable with, what road you see as being
Yeah,
the
'cause
best
you can
fit.
get a good recommendation. You ever get a referral from somebody and you're like, from somebody you knew, and you're like, this guy is, maybe they're qualified, but you're laughing. Yeah, I got a referral from Ryan, by the way. What was that guy's name, Jay? The guy did well, the client was good. The guy that did the mortgage loan was a little bit crazy, and he was, needless to say, I didn't use him again. We got the deal done, and it was a good deal. But
we use it.
yeah. Do you still use that guy, Jeff?
Yeah.
I just got a contract with somebody on Friday, somebody that he sent.
Okay, so it works for you. For me, I thought the guy was nuts. So,
He is nuts.
is he? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And he might be on hook, I don't know, but, because
Yeah.
he's that high paced.
Yeah, he's
That
pretty high
high
maintenance. He closed the deal in like 21 days, and he's just out of his mind. But he got the deal done.
Yeah.
But I guess the point is, if you're going to put a deck on the back of your house, you're going to get 3 estimates, right? You should, so you can get the best person that's right for you and assemble the best team. Real estate investing is serious. Your money is serious. Or if you're using somebody else's money, it's even more serious because you're held to a higher standard. So that's good. The last portion of the 5 steps, basic steps to making money in real estate now is just learn and do. And there's a statement that's called define, learn, and do. And read as much as you can, on real estate investing. There's a ton of stuff out there, but, I'll just use lease options. If you want to learn about lease options, get everything that Wendy Patton has, whatever it is. If you want to do apartment buildings, there's a lot of great books out there. Learn as much as you can, become the expert. You can align yourself with great people, but I think you have a responsibility, to know, what you're investing in. And I've heard Warren Buffett say, learn about the companies. If you're doing stocks, learn about these companies that's where you're putting your hard-earned money into, learn about them. Time block for it too. I know that sounds kind of funny, but I had gotten away from my schedule just for real estate, and I have a family and stuff like that, and it's like, well, wait a minute. Everything's kind of, if you set aside, all right, these 30 minutes in the morning, I'm going to study about real estate investing. This is my specific time to, get dialed in on what I want to do with real estate. And you put it on your calendar. You're either going to do it or not, but it's there and it's in front of you, and you become more purposeful about your time. And start looking for deals. It's kind of like going on tour on Tuesday. If, Benny, you said, hey, I want to buy an investment property in Strongsville in this particular neighborhood, go look at all the properties that are for sale in that neighborhood. talk to some investors, start going to the investment clubs. There's one that meets here in the basement once a month on Saturday. It's a RIA, Real Estate Investors Group, and there's a couple other ones in this area. Start networking with other investors. Start talking to them about the deals. Hey, I buy singles in Parma. Parma's actually a great place to buy rental properties right now. You can get a lot of properties for between 30 and 45,000 that are those brick homes that, at one point were worth 100, maybe they're worth 80 or 90 now, but there's a lot of opportunity to buy those, rent them out, and make some money in the long term. So, figure out that area for you, become the expert on that area, and just really focus in on that. I would set up a self-directed IRA if you have some extra money and continue to put money in there, because in a nutshell, when you have the self-directed IRA, if I buy a property with the IRA and I sell it, all the money goes back into the IRA tax-free. So it's a real good way to, instead of, if you're in the 30% tax bracket, like Eric back there, because he's big money, just kidding here, he's frowning at me. But you know where your tax bracket is, why pay the income tax on it? If you can, because it's regular ordinary income, if you buy a property and you sell it, that $10,000 can become $6,000 real quick, right? In profit, once you go to the tax guy. So just, once again, consult with the CPA, but I think getting a self-directed IRA through a company like Equity Trust is a really good idea. I know this is going to kind of sound stupid, but make some offers. Go out there, because I know for me, when I first started, I was like, terrified to make an offer. You have to just go out and do it. It's like when you write your first contract as a realtor. Man, I don't know this contract, and I don't know this, and I don't know this. Well, of course you didn't know anything. You just got out of real estate school. And George, you'll probably experience that unless you've, bought and sold property before. Selling a piece of real estate is not something that people do every day. So when you get out there and you start making those offers on property, and you start talking with, these bank-owned realtors and other investors, it's just going to become, second nature. And for those of you who are already doing it, you understand, what I'm saying. You start to know the market, you're making offers on property, and then you can see, hey, if this thing's listed at 100, you know what, there's only about a 5% variance from what a bank is listed at and when they'll accept. And oftentimes there are multiple offers, and they're going, I just had one, it was listed at $26,000 in North Olmsted, if you can believe it. And it did have 4 walls. And there was no cracks in the basement either. We bid almost 42 all cash. But it was like a open house. The first day it was listed, these banks still list them 20, 30,000 below market. And it's like an auction, they bid it up, they get 8 or 10 offers. So it's not always where it's listed at, because you'll get that client, if you work with the investor, oh, it's listed at 26, I'm only bidding 24.9. Well, you can bid 24.9, but it's going to sell for 45, because you know the market.
HUD and Fannie's doing a lot down there.
Yeah, and there's certain REO agents where hey, this guy, I think Tara's one of them that lists them really low. And there's certain agents that'll list their property. And I think it's a good technique,
sure,
because it gets the property sold quickly. There's multiple offers.
Creates urgency, people get excited,
Yeah,
it's hot.
they get really fired up about that. And people are like, because I work with a lot of investors, hey, what should I bid? What do you think? I'm like, well, look at the spreadsheet that I created for you. Here's what it's worth. It's worth $130,000. When it's fixed up, you got to put 30 in repairs. Here's your, closing costs in the front and the back. So if you're doing a rehab, one of the things I do is, I have an Excel spreadsheet. I plug in all the numbers. I analyze it. It's not an emotional investment at all. It's business, right? You're an investor, and it's all about the numbers. And it doesn't matter if there's one person looking at the property or 100. How much money can you make on this deal